Okay, so let's talk about the September issue of Vogue because I have quite a few thoughts. If you want my quick summary, I'm not a fan of it. I think it was quite dry and quite flat. Now that's out of the way, I think we really need to examine why the September issue, which is one of the most important issues that Vogue produces every year, especially American Vogue, is this drab and flat. When you read the article, it was actually really cool. Emma Stone was talking about motherhood and going to the Oscars and being self-deprecating and all these very interesting themes, yet none of this really translates in the issue. And while I understand the comparisons that people are drawing to this issue, I just think that we can't be comparing such a dry September issue to something like this. We just can't be doing that. I've also seen people saying because Grace Coddington did the styling and Jamie Hawksworth did the photography that it's inherently a good September issue, which is absolutely insane. Anyone that works in fashion will know that sometimes it's really just about doing what's on the brief. And that really is just the nature of doing a job. I don't think just because certain names are attached to something inherently makes it good or bad. Just because someone's name is there, I don't really think that. Now, Vogue covers have transitioned a lot over the years. When I was studying fashion journalism in school, I did a whole project on Diana Vreeland's time at Vogue, and I really looked into the archives. And it was really interesting to see all the insane stuff they were doing. The Richard Avedon shoot. Stuff was absolutely insane. The budgets were insane. It was really cool. But we all know when we think of Anna Wintour's time at Vogue and kind of what her thing is, she is the person that pushed a focus onto celebrity culture, especially with the covers instead of using models. We talk about this in fashion all the time, literally. And I think for the longest time, actually, the covers have been kind of dry. I don't think this is anything new. And so considering Vogue is a business, Vogue makes money, Vogue has advertisers, I think it says a lot about kind of what American consumers like and what they consume, that these magazines have made so much money churning out these sort of dry campaigns and these dry covers and these dry shoots. Vogues from every other region are always more interesting than Vogue America. The American Vogue is literally the least interesting one anyway, and it's always been like that, at least for the past 5+ years. A conversation needs to be had about what consumers want and why has American Vogue gone in this direction and kind of what people expect from these magazines and why people are more enamored with celebrity culture than what Vogue used to do, where it was heavily focused on the stories and lives of designers themselves and models. So we can have that discussion in the comments. I'm curious to know what you guys think.